Hello everyone and welcome to a very highly requested episode of Aurogiri and a great topic that I've been wanting to do, and it's a very important one at that. So today we're talking about Oni mode. So Oni mode is what I like to call a post-game farming method. A lot of people, when they go to Magatama crafting ever since the update, same thing with weapons, they'll notice that there are new Magatamas there that can be crafted with, good Magatama, like 105s infused, pardon me, that can be crafted with something called a metal. If I go to this button here, and I go to Gemini, it says that I can use these Zenith metals, that's what they're called. Zenith metal first class, second class, and third class, 100 third class, 120 second class, and 150 first class, and you could make yourself a Gemini Magatama, which is usually a very staple and good skill force mag for spears to use up until the point where they're wearing 3 fused. So generally you could do that, but in my honest opinion, if you are going to be farming metals, if at all, the sole reason you should be using those metals is to either make a 105 Magatama or a 117, aka a fused. So the whole reason this video is coming out now and not earlier, because I've been doing Oni mode for a long ass time, is because I have finally gotten the metals required to make a fused Magatama. Finally do. So it takes 2,000 first class, 1,650 second class, and 1,300 third class to make it. And here we're going to break a myth right now. People said, well, how the hell am I supposed to hold 2,000 metals? This has to be some kind of goddamn joke. We all know that you can only have 999 of something in your inventory and 99 of it on your inventory, in your storage, and then your inventory. Therefore, you can only have 1,098 metals. Therefore, Oni mode is bullshit and just a troll. That's usually the case. That's usually what people say. I've talked to lots of high-level players. They do Oni mode, they hit 999 in storage, and they think, oh my god, that's no way, there's no way, it's a waste of my time, it doesn't work, Cyberstep needs to patch the game. That is not the case. When we were first getting into Oni mode, my friend Ryujin actually had 999 in storage, and he put the other 90 some on him. And I said, well, he had he finally maxed out in storage and he had some on him. Well, I said, well, Ryujin, let's put this to the test right now. I said, can you take your stuff in storage and put it in your inventory? And he could. So, I'm going to show that right now. I'm going to click on my inventory. This is how I check my metals. And literally, pro tip here, you're going to want to keep all your metals on you. So metals here, you can see the unit number can go really far. Just because most things stop at 99 does not mean that is the case for everything. Soul eggs go past 99. Energy restoratives go past 99. Extraction tickets go past 99. Because it would not make sense for you to roll for something and not be able to have it. Are we going to run? I don't think we're going to run Oni mode. The video, it's more talking about the theory of Oni mode. I might run something at the end, but I'm honestly really bad at Oni mode. And what Jamis is saying there, that Oni mode is fucking impossible, it can be. If you are not prepared for Oni mode, it is very much impossible. And we're going to go over that stuff after I talk more about the metals. So metals, you have to keep them on you. There's literally no point to keeping them in storage because storage only goes to 999. But your inventory goes to God knows how many, so you might as well keep them on you all the time. It's a waste to put them in storage because then you're taking up 2 inventory slots just to hold one thing, so you're better off keeping all your Zenith metals on you. That said, it's a lot about teamwork, yeah. So that said, I'm going to go to my inventory here, and this has been a long time coming for me. We just finished this last night. I'm going to unfavorite these metals, because it's time to make a fused. So, as I've said before in the beginning of the video, the only thing your metals should really ever be used for are 105 mags and fuse mags. Now, when should you get a 105 instead of a fuse? Because you need, even though they take metals, right? Like if we go to these things over here, right? Like dancing water, right? You know, they take 1,000. They take literally like half as much as a fuse. Like a fuse will take 1,300 third class, then 1,650, and then 2,000. It's literally twice the metals to make a fuse than it is to make a 105. However, when it comes to making a fuse, you still require the original mag. So if you were going to farm only metals to get your mags, you did not want to farm any 105s at all, and you were just going to do metals, which I find impossible because you need power to get these metals because of how hard some of the things are, like Satan and Sato, and you don't need them, but it just helps, especially when there's a time limit that's encroaching on you. I thoroughly believe that Oni mode is a supplementary way to get things. It's not a primary way to get things. I think it could be a primary way to get a fused, but in terms of 105, I think it's more of a supplementary. It's more for, okay, you've already got your 3 or whatever. You don't want to go farm another Cancer, another Leo, another Enma, another Pineapple, another Melon, things like that. You know, you might as well just do metals, right? Like, if someone said to me, am I going to go farm, if I needed another Thunderquake, am I going to go farm a Leo and a Cancer and a Log? I probably would. I honest to God would, because I've done it 6 times already. I'd wait for a fever to come and I'd just do it. But for some things like Wand that needs a Lord Shoko that barely drops at all, it's kind of, I'd say it's kind of worth it. In my opinion, the only real classes you should make a 105 with metals for are the 4 harder to build mags. Those being Thunderquake, Attack Star, Crucifix, and Talonbreaker. Whereas, you know, the other mags, as in Skyrending, Wicked Wolf, Raretsu, and Dancing Water, all with their moon support, you only really have to farm the dual mags, the Hunter, the Ronin, things like that. And then once you have that, you go to the moon at some point in time. You go to either Lacus, Dew Creek, Kaguya's Home, Benkei Factory, Palace of Rain, whatever you have it. You run those dungeons for like half a day. You get the mags, you make the 105. That's not the case for all the other mags because we do not have Origami Magma support. So Melon, Pineapple, Enma, and Leo all become taken off the table. They're not as easily accessible, and it might be in your better interest to make a 105 for those classes, or weapon types, with metals, in my opinion. I do know my friend Ryujin, who I talk a lot about in Oni mode because he really loves it. He's really hardcore with it. He wishes he could do it every day. He actually is a sword user, but he was Wand at the start, went sword because he couldn't get mags, and we tried to get mags. He farmed mags as much as I did. He just couldn't get them Wand mags. And with his first 1,000 metals, he made a Talonbreaker because that's what he wants to do. He said, man, I don't want to farm Shoko for the rest of my life. I've tried it. I don't want to. He made the mag. It's great. He says if he's going to make fuse, well, he's going to need, you know, let's say 3,000 first class metals, because that's really the hard one. I'll say that now. Out of all the metals, people think, oh, maybe the third class is the hardest to get. No, it's all the first class. Like, having actually farmed all the metals, it's the first class that's the most important. Because as you start to notice, like you can look at my numbers here, that by the time I got 2,000 first class, I have 140 extra third class and another 100 more second class. So like there's a disparity between those numbers. So those third class and second class will generally always be higher than the first class. And this was the same with my friend Suzaku, who we both finished Oni mode to build a fuse last night. And that's why this video is coming today. But like I was saying with Ryujin though, if you wanted to get 3 fused with metals alone, pure metals alone, you would need 3,000 times 3, assuming you're going to wear 3 of them. So 3,000 metals, so 9,000 metals would net you 3 fused if you had to make the 105 every time. If you don't have to make the 105 every time, if you go out and take the initiative and farm it, or if you already have those mags or what have it, having 3 fuse only takes 6,000 metals. So through that method, if you had farmed the same amount of Oni mode, you would have, 4 fused, assuming you had that extra 105. If you had 4 105s, you could have 4 fused in the same metal cost, and then had another 105 if you so desired. So I think Oni mode is more supplementary to, say, I don't want to farm Lunar Spirit Seal. I'm going to do this alongside farming Lunar Spirit Seal because it's a guaranteed fused, as opposed to Lunar Spirit Seal being a gamble with abysmal rates every time you run it. You could get a seal in 5 runs, you could get a seal in 2,000 runs, you could not get a seal. There's such a disparity like that. I've seen people get them in 50 runs to people not seeing them till 1,000 and plus. So it's Spirit Seal, although you can say just farm it, it could take you months, almost years even. You never know. But yeah, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make this dancing water fuse because I need it for my El Sin. So that was my plan. My plan was I have my 3 fuse from my Lunar Spirit Seals. I'm going to take my metals to make the dancing water because I don't want to use a Lunar Spirit Seal on something that's not my class. I wouldn't be really... It doesn't really matter what it is, if you use metals for it or seal for it. There's no real difference about it. It's still a fused, but I'm going to make one right now. So, dancing water. I actually have 6 dancing water mags, because they're, for every hunter you have, it's pretty easy. Yeah, pro tip. Basically, all you want to do for metals is make a fused. Anything else, even artisans, you can make artisans with fused, but it's a waste of time. Because 100 metals, until we get Palace of Rain Oni mode, which I will talk about right after this, metals are so scarce that I would never recommend it. Metals are such a precious resource. So I don't have any bad dancing water, so I'm just gonna take this grade 18 one I have here, and I'm gonna craft it. But dancing water fused is made. So now I have 9 metals, 100 metals, 139 metals. So let's go look at this bad boy. Hey. So it's not recommended to use. So, Jamis, I just talked about that in a little bit of detail. How I see it is, if you're playing, bow, wand, spear, or staff, and you can't for the life of you get that mag to drop from, fly farming or rumor rights or what have you, and you're at wit's end, then yeah, make your 105. For those weapon types, I fully support it. If you just can't get it, you pop boost after boost, absolutely, make a 105 with metals. But ultimately, if you can, it's way more valuable to make a fuse than a 105, because 105s, as challenging as they are, it's not as big of a hurdle as a fused, in my opinion. Now, for some, like G-Botch is saying, if he has no 105, that's all luck. It's all RNG, and that's all it ever really is. It's just RNG until it works, right? You can farm, like I've gotten a Leo in 3 minutes, I've gotten a Leo in 7 hours. Like, that's a disparity. If it was going to Naki Sawame and farming a Dusk, I got 20 Dusks from there. If I went to farm it myself, I would never get one. But because on the moon, mags to make the Odachi 105, sword, axe, and twin sword are very, very easy, I do not recommend making a 105 for those. I'd rather see you spend your time farming a Hunter mag or the mags in Wara Bazooka. So Hunter, Ronin, Bloody Festival, Wicked Wolf, Pressure Point, Log, Magic, and Fake Staff. Those mags there, that's all you really have to farm for those classes. You weren't listening, you were doing something? Alright, that's fine. But I'll answer any question, that's fine. That's the point. That's the general consensus we've had when we've looked at Oni mode. So, let's look at this fuse we made. So I'm gonna go to recent. It should be at the top. It'll be great. Dancing water fused. So it's grade 99. Oh, that's so good. So good. Cool. Look at that defense. My God. Whew. That's some defense. So I'm a favorite that. I'm not going to ornament it at all because that's going to be wasted band-aids for me. I don't want it to shatter. I don't want to mess around with that, waste my resources on it. Because for me, this dancing water fused only exists to make my Elsin. So we're going over to Yoshitsune here. Weaponsmithing. So I can't make the Elsin right now. I really wish I could, but I can't. Yeah. See, Botch is saying it right there. Give him a great... Yeah, exactly. For the mag I won't wear, right? Exactly. Fucking ho. Alright, so... you'll also notice that there are some weapons that could be made with metals. Like, this is an actualized spear. The actualized spear is this cool little purple looking spear. What does it do? It takes 500 metals. So whenever you look at a metal count, I want you to think of it like this. This spear is worth a quarter of a fused. And then I want you to think this spear is not worth anything fucking close to the quarter of a fuse. So actualized spear, then it's a level 25 weapon, right? Why does it take all this? It's literally the free-to-play method of getting card capture. So the only reason this spear exists, and there's a weapon type for every class, is because they will come with the skill card set 1 skill as an innate move. So if you read the description here, it says, mysterious weapon acquired after gathering yokai monster cards. I wish I could turn monster cards into metals. Holy shit. Anyway, apparently, gathering enough information about the yokai into the cards, then reading them, followed by... This description is not even complete! What the fuck? But basically, this spear will have card capture as an innate skill. And there are, like, no other spears that take metals, to my knowledge. Before they used to all light up when I had the metals, but now they don't, so I don't really know. Like, let's say if we go to Axe, there's actually a couple of them, which is interesting to me. And they're not going to jump out at my face, and that's going to bug me. No. No. Damn it. Harmless. Okay, so these things here. So, the Legendary Smith's Mallet, the Lucky Hammer, and the Hammer of Misfortune. So they all cost that same metal cost, and I literally have no idea what they do. There's a nadir if you want to look at a nadir. But, the mallet, what does it do? What is your description? Just as a person's spirit can be seen in their words, the spirit of a weapon can be seen in its edge. With the ancient blacksmith's tool in which their spirits reside, you can see the proof of that. Using this to restore weapons can do wonders far beyond that which you believe. So this legendary smith's mallet, I want to believe, comes with weapon spirit. That is the axe move where you break your axe and give durability to your whole team. What is this? The harmless hammer luck. From kids to rulers, everyone has used one of these. I always bought them at festivals as a kid, but I don't remember them being this big. Well, this at least seems like it'll be great for enhancing weapons. Okay, so the harmless hammer luck is a cudgel? Maybe? It's for enhancing weapons. I don't really know. Maybe it's a cudgel that wastes your metals. I don't know. And the misfortune... basically the same thing. From kids to rulers, anyone use one. Same description. I don't remember them being this big. Well, at least it'll be great for enhancing weapons. So it's a cudgel that takes a quarter of a fused. Please erase from your memory that this exists. Like, please, 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 please. Bow, they have, I think, the Cupid's bow. I want to say it's something like that. The bow of love. So bow of love, same thing. It's actually a very beautiful bow. Like, it's one, like, it literally looks like the El Sin. Oh my god. Like, it looks beautiful. Like, if you look at the El Sin, it's like half of the El Sin right there. Galgos El Sin. But then you look at like bow, like, oh my god, look at that. That's a beautiful bow. One of the best looking weapons I've ever seen. They are cool, yeah. So the bow of love, it basically says this bow has created feelings of love in those struck. You could become what? You could become make people fall in love. So we got some translation error there. So you can make people fall in love or catch the eye of that one special. Did they forget the one special someone? Anyway, wait, you can't just go around shooting everyone with this. It's very serious and not for pranks or goofing off. So this bow will come with Je t'aime, which is French for I love you or I like you. And that skill is if you kill a yokai with it, they will drop a friendship amore, which is a friendship item that is a constant like 20 to every partner, whereas a normal friendship item is like a 30. Like if you give a friendship paperback to Yoshitsune, who likes those, she gets 30 points. If you gave the friendship paperback to, let's say, Shizuka, it's not worth as much. But the friendship amor, which in English you'd say amore, but it's not right. It's just amor, which is love in French. They would just... you know, it's just a static enhancement. Not a very good one, but it's very fun because you shoot hearts everywhere. See, I knew Eva would understand my feelings, and she said I love you. Made me stutter while I'm making the video, so that's great. Blushing over here. Alright, so Odachi. Now here's an interesting one. What are these? So this is the paintbrush. There are two paintbrushes. This is the Kakizome Tachikashi. Alright. I'm done with it, so go on and write out the New Year's wish, Aurelia-san. Show you mine? No way, that's really embarrassing. I mean, a wish is so personal. Hey, lame. So, I don't really know what this does. It's just a paintbrush. They both say the same thing. They both do the same thing. I feel like it's just going to have shining potential on it, where it's the skill card for Odachi. And lastly, Odachi, what is a Reckless Tachi? What is this? Oh my god, there's another one. Okay, no. So Reckless Tachi is the Shining Potential. So this contains the power to unlock a wielder's hidden depths and potential. Aurelia-san, take this and with your weapons, strike through anything in your way. Well, not some yokai, as they're actually really nice. But, you know, metaphorical walls. Smash them. So this is it's like a training sword. It's like a big rapier, I guess. And this has Shining Potential on it, so it comes with the innate skill Shining Potential. The this thing here does not. This paintbrush does not. It's funny because it's level 30. I think it's just more of a decorative weapon, tell you the truth. And the Reckless Tachi is just Shining Potential on a weapon. Shining Potential is just you kill an enemy with Shining Potential and they give you like double the experience. Like that's it. But it's an incredibly weak skill and not really worth much in my opinion. And lastly, you can craft the Blue Moon Blade. You know, the infamous Blue Moon Blade, you can craft it with metals. I know a lot of people do this who want it. They want that cool weapon. For some people, it's cool. It's an event weapon they didn't get, but ultimately is a crutch weapon. It's really good. It'll carry you through the game, but ultimately no one's getting 500 medals at level 10. It's not going to happen. But you can make the Blue Moon Blade with metals. But those are just to look good. Yeah, I actually made a fuse before you came, Elaine. Actually. So, yeah. Like, aesthetically, they might be fun to have, but honestly, they're a waste of time to have any of them. More or less any of them. So what am I looking at here? The twin swords. I have no idea what they'd be called. Metals. The Bandit's Dagger. So Bandit's Dagger is basically steel attack on a weapon. This is the knife of legendary bandit king, a dashing rogue. The ladies in the capital practically lined up for a chance to have him cut their purse strings or have their belongings stolen by him. So dreamy. So basically, this is a twin sword, level 25, that has steel attack on it. Honest to God, is a huge waste of time. Even if you just use your gacha tickets you get every month, you're more than likely to get some combo set cards that have steel attack on them. So basically, these steel attack twins. If you have your full equipment, it is fun. Yeah, like, if you had everything in the game and you don't need a fused, I mean, you still wouldn't I think you know the value of a fuse and you'd get it with metals anyway, but if you want to be a badass, you could just make that. And for sword, so Blood Rapier, no, that doesn't take metals. I wish it did. The Mage's Sank. What is that? That's a sword? What? That's like an axe. What is that? So the Mage's Sword made of ritually cleansed and purified coins. Oh, okay, it's made out of money. Whoa. Bow made of ritually cleansed and purified coins, bound with holy fibers. Once commonly used to exorcise or control spirits or worse, the flow of time was not so kind to their practitioners' arts. That said, the moment you swing this, a surge of magical power will still rush forth. So this basically has coin explosion embedded into it, the sword skill. You kill something with it, it drops double the money. It's an incredibly weak skill. You'll never kill anything worthwhile with it anyway. And that's pretty much it. Down we have the Kaikyo Paper Sword Sakura. The weapon shows more and more power the longer you use it. Though made of paper, its edge has the potential to devastate yokai. Oh yeah, it's really good for using in enhancement. So this is basically a cudgel. So same thing as the axe. It's just a paper fan that is basically a cudgel that costs a quarter of a fuse and is kind of useless. This is a black one, I guess, and it's basically the same thing. It's just a black fan aesthetic weapon that you can use as enhancement. Then you can make an artisan sword with metals. Now, this is the artisan presenting sword, unexchangeable. It's level 18. It can only be used up to level 30. It is 50 metals, 45, 35. Not that bad. If you really need an artisan, I don't think it's worth a damn either. Because, you know, you only really get 50 metals a day. And I'm going to get into that soon. I just want to talk about all the metal stuff first. You know, and then if you go down more, you see that there's the one that goes up to 60. The same ones you get from the Point Daruma, actually. And it costs 150 metals, stuff like that. And then, yeah, so there's just these two artisans. You can't even make real artisans with it. So that kind of sucks. I think I didn't go through all of them. I missed the staff. The staff one, oh man, I'm holding my L like a sword. I'm so happy. So the L1 is the Super Sushi Rod. It's a giant, you know, big giant sushi on a stick, a chopstick. And same metal cost as before. It's just a staff that has Super Sushi Time embedded to it. So the staff of a goddess, Shisu, who sacrificed herself to heal and save her allies. The tale always brings tears to my eyes. Really? Well, one day I dressed up like the goddess and had this staff. Didn't need to pay for a single drink or bite to eat that day. Aurelia-san, take this and be as great as Shisu was. So, it just has Super Sushi Time on it, that skill where you get to give your food to your teammates, and they get to go eat it. And for wand, there'll be something with blasting noise called the Vuvuzela. It's actually something from, like, South America, the Vuvuzela. You'll hear it played at, like, some soccer games and stuff, if things take place like that. But it's just this staff that makes sound. Using a conch shell as a weapon, it is a bit unusual. Not this... Wait, what? Not this is actually one? Probably that not that this is actually one. I mean, sure, it gets everyone pumped up for the initial charge into the enemy line, but after that, it'll confuse everyone. This is really a double-edged sword, don't you think about it? So that's just a staff that... or a wand that comes with blasting noise, which honestly doesn't do anything anyway. But, it just comes with blasting noise. So, honestly, they're all a waste to make. All the weapons, in my opinion. It's all about the fused. And that's my opinion for it. So, let's actually get to the Oni mode stuff. And sorry, like, doing it. It took so long to do that. So, let's get up the stairs here. So, how Oni mode works is once you've completed a dungeon on normal, hard, and hell... you're allowed to take part in the Oni difficulty. So Eva says, I only know that what the bow, sword, twin, staff skills are from set 1. Okay. So here are the Oni mode crystals. So you see here, from left to right, there is Yomo Tsu Hirasaka, which is where you fight Beelzebub. Sato Mine is Typhon and Geno Buster guy, Oppenheimer. Mount Kuruma is Odin. I'm not going to Mount Kuruma. Lamenting River Headwaters is Satan. Netherworld Space is Hades. And Central Koshi no Shirayan is Nyarlathotep. So I will actually do a video about all the skills on skill card set 1. We can do that really quick if you want. I can talk about them all. But like in a video after this, I mean. But you shall own a fuse, Dave. I think I talked about it earlier, Dave. Talking about how you made that 105. I just made the fuse from it, so that's why we're talking about this. So, Yomo Hitsuhara, so this is where Beelzebub, and I'm going to tell you guys, like, my personal opinions here. So, this Oni mode is useless. It takes so long to run it, like 6-10 minutes a run, and you only get, like, 1 to 2 medals each, and it's honestly a colossal waste of time. Sado Mine is fantastic. Sado Mine, even though it's a dungeon one where you have to go through the dungeon and then the boss, Sado Mine is full-heartedly worth it. Mount Kuruma is a little iffy. You don't get that many medals, maybe 3 to 4 of each if you're lucky at the end of the run. But it is very time-consuming, and you have a very low SP inside, so I do not enjoy running it. Satan Oni mode is the #1 important one. He gives you up to anywhere from 5 to 10 medals a run if you're lucky, and that's a lot of medals. 5 to 10 is about the most you can get from Oni mode until Oni Palace of Rain comes in the future, which totally eclipses every Oni mode ever. But Oni Satan, you can get up to 6 rewards if you're lucky, and you can get like 5 first class twice. You know, like you can get like double of every reward, and like basically you'll get 5 medals in each category, and if they show up twice you can get 5 to 10. So Satan is the #1 worth one. Then you have Netherworld Space, which is Hades, and arguably this is the fastest Oni mode you can clear, because you come in, it's just Hades. You know, you just go in, kill him before he goes up, free 3 to 4 medals for you right there. And then, lastly, over here we have Central, which is the long dungeon with Nyarlathotep in it. Kind of long, very annoying. Bird enemies and kappas kill you very frequently. But it is pretty good medals. You can get anywhere from like 3 to 6, 3 to 8 medals, I want to say, if you're really lucky. And I hope you're noticing how I say like 10 is a lot of medals. Like 10 is a lot of medals. You know, generally, like on a low day, you can get like 40 medals. Like, well, I guess if you did it all, you can get. It's on average. We've noticed that if you did Oni mode every day, on average, you'll get 50 medals a day. Now, going by that average, if we want to hit 2,000 medals to make a fused, let's take out the calculator right now. I think it's 42 days, but I'm going to run the numbers on the calculator right now. So, popping that open on my phone, I'm going to hit AC here, clear. So, 50 medals divided, or no, sorry, 2,000 divided by 50. And that's going to be 40. And the reason we say 42 is because you have to give and take. So, give and take, if you did it every single day, it would take you 40, 42 days, maybe even 38, 39 to make a fused. Just from medals alone, assuming you have the 105. So 40 days, a little over a month. Now some might say, oh my god, 40 days? That's so much. I don't know if it's worth it. And I'll tell you right now, you could farm Palace for months and not get a fused. This is at least a guaranteed method. Although it is very time consuming, it's still very worth it because it has guaranteed results, whereas farming Palace does not. Like, on Fever, I've known a couple of people that got 1 or 2 seals on a Fever just running Palace, like Lyra did. I got 1. But I know other people that farmed Palace all Fevers long, like on multiple Fevers, and got diddly squat. So, drop boost isn't that good for seal either, but there's no guaranteed way to get a seal until events come later in time. But until that point, Oni mode is the only guaranteed way to make a fuse, like guaranteed. Like, you just cut the bullshit, you do the work, you get the fuse. So I've made 1 from it, and it took me way longer than 40 days because the number one detriment of Oni mode is that it is very time consuming, it is very cumbersome, it is very much a very hated activity in the game, even though the rewards are so high, just so many players get turned off from it. Like, when Oni mode first came out, we wanted to be all over it. We're like, oh my god, Oni mode, it came early. Oni mode only came much later on PC, content-wise. We got it very early when we did. I don't remember when it came. I think it was around Christmas. So around Mephistopheles time that Oni mode came out. And we wanted to do Oni mode every day. But if you've ever done Oni mode, you're going to know that it's going to take 2 to 3 hours of your day to do all the dungeons. Because, let's say a minimum, every run was 6 minutes. Let's just say 6 minutes flat, you did everything in a good time. Overall, it takes you 6 minutes to run. When we look at Oni mode, yes, I want to move here. When you look at Oni mode, you can only do each dungeon 3 times. It says 3 tries, and it's not correct. It should say 3 clears left. Because let's say you go to do Oni mode, and you die, or you give up, or you fail, you run out of time, it does not consume your try. This should say clears. So let's say you start Oni mode, and you know it's all based on rewards. That's how your medals are given to you, by reward. Even if you were to like leave or whatever, like let's say you walk in and for whatever reason you get one shot by Satan, it's okay to give up and come back. That 3rd try is still going to be there because it should say clears left, not tries. So that's a translation error, or it's just conveyed wrong. It's a huge misconception. So, you know, but generally you can only run each dungeon 3 times. So let's say on average, Satan, if you get the minimum drops from Satan every time, which would be 5, 5, 5, 5 of each medal, on average you can get 15 medals. On average you get about 20 medals. But minimum, which you always got to deal with minimums because you can't deal in maximums. That's how people get things wrong. When you deal in minimums, Oni Satan is a minimum 15 medals a day if you double S it. But yesterday when I was doing Oni mode Satan, I got really lucky and I got 9 first class medals every run. It was like 9, 9, 9. 9, 9, 9. You know, so, you know, jackpot. So I actually got a lot of medals, and it was like 30 medals, and I was like, oh my god! So that you can get really lucky like that, because I needed 50 to make my fuse. I got 30 from him by the time we did Hades, and then Sato, me and Suzaku were done, and we made our fused. So Red Lotus right there, he says, I got my 3rd 105 doing Oni mode because I gave up on Leos. And that's basically what I was saying earlier. You know, with those 4 classes, it's very cumbersome to farm those mags, very annoying, very KMS inducing, if you want to say. Makes you feel very depressed and wanting to just throw things at the wall and just go to bed and cry. But, you know, mags are like that, but Oni mode is that window to getting a 105 a lot less stress-free. So, you know, Oni mode is still a stress because it's all Oni mode is dedication. It's dedication and clearing it. So Jelson asks, how do I open Oni mode? So to open Oni mode, to make it available to you, you have to basically have access to the dungeon, and you must clear normal, hard, and hell. The clear number does not matter. All that matters is that you must have all 3 difficulties completed. Once that is done, you're able to enter Oni mode with your teammates. So let's look at the rules of Oni mode. Let's actually talk about Oni mode. So I need to put a timestamp in the description that says at 38 minutes we talk about how Oni mode works, apart from how it's applied more as to how it works. So here's how it works. A portion of the player's stats will be restricted while challenging this difficulty. Furthermore, buffs that would usually affect the restricted stats will be completely ineffective within the dungeons. So the amount of times you can challenge the dungeon will be reset at midnight. So the tries that you have, you know, the 3 clears a day, that'll reset at Cybersteps midnight. So at like when not login rolls over, but when daily search rolls over, when campaign rewards come into play, when your daily challenges reset, Oni mode resets as well. And that's all going to be time zone dependent. For me, it's actually 5 in the morning that Oni mode rolls over. So they have an example here. They say strike boost will not work because that boosts your attack. Meditation, however, will work because it's an invigorate. Attack percent increase, or what does it say? Percent increase of maximum attack power will not work, but fire element plus 50 will work. So what that's saying there is that if you have Vanguard accessories on your shoulder like Miyamoto or Valkyrie that boost your attack by a percent, they do not work. Also, anything that boosts your attack flat out, like if you have a weapon like a 117, that if your vitality is X number, you gain 1,000 attack, that does not work either, because all these values here are fixed. They cannot be altered. That's basically how it works. So it says fixes natural HP recovery speed at 0 and SP recovery speed at 0. So what this stuff does here is that you're in Oni mode, you have no healing factor. Your HP can only be increased by eating food, getting healed, using first aid, or some means of HP regeneration outside of natural regeneration. And the same thing goes to SP. So in here, no matter how much mind you have, your SP will not manually regenerate. You have to either drink SP potions, and sometimes that's not enough. And in most cases, having the resonance to carry 15 to 20 SP potions inside the dungeon is very, very, very helpful in these situations. Furthermore, though, when we do Oni mode, the best way to do it is to have meditation on a staff, to give yourself SP, and the best way is to go in with a friend. I don't know why people solo Oni mode, but it's possible. But when you go in with a friend, every room, look at each other, throw an Invigorate 5 on each other, and 6, or just an Invigorate, period. It doesn't matter what your attack is because it's fixed. Just throw an Invigorate on each other. Your SP is maxed in no time flat, and you just keep running the dungeon. In all honesty, the secret to Oni mode is teamwork. It is, in some cases, it's 4 people doing all the damage, one guy in the back with a bunch of wisdom, and with a high wisdom number, so their staff skills cost less, and they're always casting like Invigorate on 2 people, then mediing 2 other people plus themselves to keep their SP afloat, to keep it high. So now what is this here? It says decreased durability reduction. So your durability on your weapons matters in Oni mode. So what this means is if I have a weapon with 5,000 durability, our current cap, generally speaking, all of our moves will take double the dura, and therefore it's the same thing as going into a dungeon with 2,500 dura. And usually our weapons don't break in there as long as you're, pretty conscious about it and you're using your skills to hit multiple enemies at one time, as opposed to just picking off everything one at a time. You're gonna waste a lot of time doing that. So it says fixes movement speed value at 25. 25, I want to say, is base movement speed. So what that means is if you're wearing a Corona mag, or you have an accessory that gives you movement speed, or someone uses Grace or Rapid Storm on you, none of those things work. They'll take durability, they'll go off, but they will not. Your movement speed cannot change. And this stuff here is different based on the dungeon, but in Central, it makes your HP 4,100, no more, but it makes your HP cap, your max HP, 4,100. It makes your SP 420, which is funny because yesterday was 420. So that means you only have 420 SP to work with, and normally for most high levels, we walk around with 2,000 plus SP all the time. So that's the hardest part of Oni mode, is literally SP management. Now, Eva, you say you don't have any friends, but I want to say I'm your friend. I'd run Oni mode with you if you wanted. But ultimately, there are ways to solo Oni mode, and lots of people do it, and I'll show you guys that pretty soon. Next down here, it says fixes your physical defense at 1,400. That means you can't just walk into Satan with 3 fused mags on and you have 8,000 defense and nothing's going to touch you. Like, it's not going to work like that. They fix it, so it's basically putting you back into where the game expects you to be when you're actually tackling these dungeons for the first time. More or less. They're a bit more graceful than that, though. Me too, no friends? Damn. So same thing with magic defense, and it fixes your attack at 1,750. So when you're in this dungeon, your attack stat, which mine right now, if I have my completion, is 40,000. In that dungeon, even if I'm holding my completion, my attack will be at 1750. Even though my completion says if you have 120 vit, you gain 1000 attack, that does not apply. I'm not in that dungeon with 2750 attack. I'm in there with that number. It cannot change. So basically, these are your stats. You go in there, and you know, you can still use your weapons, but your attack is still fixed low. So down here it says sake use is prohibited. That means inside there is no Chidori, no Moon King, no Rapid, no Moth Orchid, no Ben 10's Blessing, no Tale of Genji, nothing like that. You can't drink, you gotta run these dungeons sober. And then they also say normal, guest, and special partner characters are prohibited. So no Miyamoto, no Vanguards, no pets, and no guest characters, because they exist, but we never got them yet, aka Sakura. So no Vanguards, no Kaguya, no Ibaraki, and no pets. So no Ifrit either when he comes, no bouts, none of that stuff. So up here it says that fire element plus 50 works. So element works, meditation works, and skill force works as well, but attack things don't work. So what works in Oni mode? So in Oni mode, what really helps you out is the element on your weapons. So if we look at our status page, let's show what actually goes over to Oni mode. So in Oni mode, your max HP does not matter because it becomes fixed to whatever the dungeon tells you to do. Same thing with SP. Your attack, same thing, doesn't matter. Defense, doesn't matter, doesn't matter. Your critical does matter. Whatever critical you have transfers over to Oni mode as well. And since Oni mode, you have such finite resources, there's always a clock ticking down on you. Every time you crit, you're doing double damage for half the Dura, if you want to think of it like that. Because if you crit, you're doing double damage. So if I crit something with Ice Blossom, you know, if both hits crit, let's say they go 500k, 500k, I've hit Lucifer for 1,000,000 damage. Or not Lucifer, sorry, Satan. I always say Lucifer, I mean Satan. But then, let's say I don't crit, you have a low crit value going into Oni mode, and then I use Ice Blossom, it does 250, 250. I've done half the damage that I would have done if I would have crit, but at the same Dura cost. And if Dura is your problem in the dungeon, you know, you're taking more durability to do the same damage you would do if you had a high crit value. So that's why crit is a valued effect in Oni mode, because it's extra damage in a multiplier that is, you know, it's good. It's good to have. It's critting. You know, if you're always critting, you're always hitting double damage. So what would carry over as well? So element carries over. So when I'm holding my staff, I have 130 lightning. So when I'm fighting Satan and I'm holding my staff, my lightning element actually mitigates the lightning damage I take from most of his attacks, and I can actually tank more hits if I'm holding my staff or a storm or something like that. Alternatively, Satan is a good example. Satan's weakness has actually changed between Edo and now. Back in Edo, Satan was weak to fire, but now he's weak to ice. Like, he's neutral to it, so it's a good option. So when you're doing only Satan, it might be in your best interest to bring Holy and Ice. Holy and Ice tend to be the two elements you want to use. However, like, you'd want to bring your rhyme, right? Like, let's pull up my rhyme. My rhyme is not on me. Let me just pull that out real quick. Rhyme. Figuera, no, rhyme. Okay. So rhyme, right? My ice weapon. I want to use that on Lucifer, or Satan, because he's weak to ice. Now, if I do that, you know, when you're fighting Satan with a rhyme, because the rhyme has a negative lightning value and a negative mountain value, you'll actually take a lot more damage from a lot of his attacks, like his puddle or his all his laser beams and all that stuff. So there are times if I'm using my L to fight him, because the L is holy and lightning, if I'm standing in his circle blocking his little lightning puddle, whatever, because now he's invincible during that, I can't do anything. When I'm blocking that attack, because my lightning value is so high, I take like 64 damage a tick. But if I was blocking with my rhyme, let's say, I might be taking 100 damage per tick. And if I'm not blocking and he hits me with my L, I'll take like 2,000 damage. If I'm holding my rhyme and I'm not blocking and he hits me, I'm taking like up to 8,000 damage because of my negative element at that point. So it kind of sucks. It's something to keep aware of when you're doing it, because I know people, they know that the rhyme works or the holding works or whatever, but they'll hold it, they'll get hit, like, oh my god, how did that kill me? I'm like, because you have a negative element. Your elements all pay attention. So if a positive element helps you, a negative element also hurts you. An element is a huge part of Oni mode. So the element's going to come from two places. The element is going to come from the weapon itself. So a rhyme, a gargoyle weapon will have 60 in one, 40 in another, negative 30 in one, negative 20 in another. And also the skill force transfers over as well. So you can't just go into Oni mode with no mags. I've seen it. I had a guy come in with me to do Oni Hades. We were perfectly capable of soloing him. We didn't really care. He came in. He had like not that good mags, even though all of our attack was the same. Didn't matter if he had if he had an Oni dagger or an El Sin, the attack's still the same. But without the proper mag support with skill force and element and stuff like that, he was doing hundreds of damage, whereas we were doing thousands of damage. So that's something to note as well. And that's why I say Oni mode is more of an end game thing, because you need power to do it. You can't just go into Oni mode with, I don't know, a couple glass marbles and expect to win. You're going to need some form of skill force, whether it's like, 4 Amaras or, just basic skill force and element max. You can't just go in thinking, oh, everything's fixed, nothing matters. Element matters, skill force matters, and other minor effects matter. Cooldown matters as well. If you have a fused Magatama, the cooldown works, the crit force works, the element works, and the skill force works. So when I go in there and I'm under half, all of my Thunderquake fuse trigger their second effect, and I gain 120 skill force per, so 120, 240, 360. So 360 skill force, I guess, plus my gargoyle, which under half would also give me an extra 15 skill force, and then a 20 skill force, and then 25 skill force. So like, I've got like 400 some skill force in there. It matters. It matters. So what matters in Oni mode is, number one, cooperation. You need to have someone in there or yourself with meditation, SP potions, healing items. All those things are quintessential in there. You also need to know that Rapid Storm doesn't work. It's a waste of SP. Your SP and HP do not regenerate. You have to do it on your own. Furthermore, if you receive a resurrection or a res in the dungeon, you only get 3 reses. So like on normal, you get like 30 reses, hard is like 15, and then hell is 10. This is 3. Oni mode's its own difficulty. You only get 3 reses per. Pardon me. So, your mags matter. So I know my friend Suzaku, because he needs a lot of holy for Satan and Hades, and his mags are negative holy, he actually changes up his build to put on some holy mags and 2 105s or 2 fused, and he's perfectly capable of even soloing Satan or whatever. Like, this is one of those scenarios where you want to build appropriately for each challenge. Like, just because you think, oh, it's Odin, he's going to be ass, he's a low-level guy. Odin can really mess you up if you let him. Like, Odin, you need to go in there with darkness. Like, we go in there, I'll collapsing blade him with my night sky, and it does a lot of damage. And that brings us to the other point of things you can do to help you get stronger in Oni mode. In Oni mode, you're going to want, a staff, either with extend heal on it or meditation, maybe even both. Sometimes you can do Oni mode with a staff with extend heal, first aid, something like that, and then one with invigorate meditation for your teammates and yourself. And then you have your weapon that you need to have for the boss. You don't usually need 2 weapons in there, except for dealing with cooldown and things like that. And alternatively, you could have another weapon, let's say a twin sword, that has backstrike on it. If you had a twin sword with backstrike on it, if you hit an enemy from behind, you get that rear attack bonus. You will do more damage than you would without it. So backstrike is a way to increase your damage if you can have someone take aggro and you can just beat the crap out of, let's say, Satan from behind. So that's another technique to doing it. I've seen lots of players have a twin sword when they go into Satan and they have the backstrike on it and it works. Alternatively, moves like, what do I want to say? Moves like Way of, so Way of the Blade, Way of the Spear, Way of the Axe, Way of the Odachi, things like that, Way of the Bow, do not work. Anything that boosts your affinity does dick squat for you. But didn't you just read the rule? Yeah. In the rules, Backstrike works. Because in the rules, it says that things that modify your attack percentage do not work. So when you have a weapon smelted to 100, if you look at all the effects at the bottom, you see cooldown cut, magic cast speed, critical, attack 10%. So the attack 10% does not work at all. But the basic combo bonus, the SP recovery, attack speed, all that other stuff works, but attack percent doesn't. And since your attack is fixed, your affinity doesn't matter either. So if you go into the dungeon expecting your affinity max to work, they won't, because your attack is fixed. I could have 5 affinity, I could have 10,000 affinity, it would not matter. So affinity doesn't work. So the way of skills that actually give you affinity based on their skill rank do nothing for you in Oni mode. However, things like Backstrike that create this alternate damage modifier for being behind the enemy will work. So those are very good tools. So if you wanted to know a general kit for doing Oni mode, you're going to want a weapon with the element that is there to beat the boss. Most of the mobs don't really need much to worry about anyway. You just hit them and they die. And you need something for the boss. So sometimes people will go in with, you know, like they'll make a staff just for Oni mode. For me, it's my Phantom Bloodsucker. So sometimes when I'm doing Satan, I'll bring the Phantom Bloodsucker wherever it went. I don't know where it went. Why can't I find it? So Phantom Bloodsucker, it has Cure, Resurrection, Invig, Extend Heal, Extend Heal. Perfect Oni mode staff. You know, then we have my Christmas Bell, that's just triple Invig. It's great for support. You could put on some Ogies on it, like the Christmas Bell would work too. Doesn't matter how weak it is, it's the same as any other staff in Oni mode. You don't even need to use a fancy staff either. You could use a friggin' bronze staff from Kishinden and just put stuff on it and it would work. But most of the time, if you're going to build a staff, you might as well build one that works all the time in similar situations where you need those healing buffs and all that stuff. So, you know, most people, you just grab a Gecko Ober Odori, throw some stuff on it and it works. But let's see what else doesn't work. So Magic Shield, Unbreakable Aura, things like that that boost stats do not work. Fierce God's Focus will work though. It is a support skill that will work. But anything that boosts attack, like Strike Boost and Boost Defense, Magic Shield, Unbreakable Aura, things like that do not work. They do not work. Things that work are Invig and Healing and Backstrike and Fierce God and things like that. Evade Warp kind of works, I guess, but that's just another weird scenario. And generally that's generally what you want. But one thing to state on top of that, this is the real pro tip to Oni mode. The pro tip to Oni mode is you got to use rank 5 skills. You got to use like low SP skills. So like, let me pull out my what do I want here? My Nova. So when I look at my Nova has, like, I use my Nova a lot in Oni mode, and there's one reason for it, because it has Lance of Flames 5, Wind Thrust 5, and Revolving Blast 7, and Double Lance, like things like that. So if we look at the Nova, let me put it on here. So Nova, right? If you look at the SP costs of my skills, so let's look at Rhyme for starters. So Rhyme has Water Dragon 6 at 97, Ice Blossom 108, Water Dragon 7 120, and then Lance 117, 117. You know, those are the high-powered skills that you want to use late game, right? Like Completion as well. 120, 113, 118, 120, 120. Those are all high SP moves. But when you look at the Nova, you see 53, 75, 108. There's nothing over 110 except for the Ogies, and that's just Lance. And that's literally one of the secrets to Oni mode is if you make, like as a spear, right? You make a spear with low SP moves like Wind Thrust or Water Dragon 5. You want to use your rank 5s anyway for Skill Force and all that stuff. But if you use the low SP cost moves that actually work, like if you as a spear made a triple wind thrust spear, like a Gakuho or a Nova, or something with wind on it, and you had mags that support wind, like my fused, or you just make one, craft a 4th mag with Heavenly Shield, get wind on it, because it has such a low cooldown and such a low SP cost, you can just spam it, walk up to everything, and just like stab, 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 stab. That would be a spear's method of doing the dungeons with lots of mobs, and then, you know, let's say it's Central Koshi right now, the boss is weak to fire, so when I get to the boss, I can Lance of Flames it, Flame Lance it, drink some SP, pop a Medi, go balls deep, and just beat the crap out of it and it dies, and you use Wind Thrust to get through the dungeon, because it is a very, very low cooldown move, and if you have Fuse Mags to give you cooldown, you won't even notice it ever not be up. Like Wind Thrust, I use it, by the time it's done, a second later, I get to use it again, which is literally the time it takes to walk to another enemy. So, for other classes, let's just say for bow, you have a rapid shot. Rapid shot bow is amazing in there. A triple rapid shot bow with pierce, like a Vow or something like that across. Triple rapid shot would decimate Oni mode. So for an aspiring bow user trying to get through Oni mode, rapid shot, meditation, SP potions, that's the way to do it. It's not to use Icicle Arrow that takes so much SP and Aqua Needle and all that stuff. Rapid shot will do the trick if you have the pierce support. If you put on a mag that has, you know, a pierce mag or something, like if you run Kaguya's Home, go get a Fuji with 45 pierce. Go farm like 18 Fujis, wear like 2 105s and like 2 Fujis that give you 45 pierce. Ornament your Fujis with, like, I don't even know what you'd ornament on it because you're using Pierce. I mean, you could put, like, Crosswise or Maze or one of the ones that gives you Pierce if you want to be a real baller. But you could put, like, Crit Force and just crit on it and just crit every rapid shot and just go boom, 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 and you'd be great because rapid shot is such a low SP skill. Alternatively, the best class to run Oni mode with is a wand user. Wand users are so indispensable because they have, on average, 100 wisdom. I do not have on my build more than 40 wisdom just because I don't invest that heavily in wisdom. It's one of my lowest things as a daring type, but wisdom also affects SP cost, SP reduction. What bow should you make for rapid shot? So, in my opinion, like you should just grab a Mephistopheles bow because it has pierce on it, right? Like if you can, like assuming you can do Mephistopheles, you can just grab a basic Raori, whatever they're called, a bow of Raori, because they have pierce on them. Throw on rapid shot and you're good to go. But if Mephistopheles is out of your league or you're not there yet, then honestly any bow would be fine. You could, honest to God, just go get a Satan weapon. It makes no difference. Make a star. Like, you don't even have to smelt the thing. Because attack percentage doesn't matter. The attack of the weapon does not matter. Like, smelt it to 50. Like, go get a basic Galgos or something like that. I don't even know if I have any Galgoses. Like, let me pull up Galgos on the wiki here. Like, real quick. Real quickie wiki. So if we look up, like, bow, right? Bow, 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 bow. That was the Harry Potter theme. So, if I go look up Galgos, right? So Galgos has 15 Pierce, 25 Lightning, 10 Dex. The 10 Dex might give you some crit and cooldown, but it won't really meet it. Yeah, you don't, because as long as all the skills are at the rank you need them to be, you know, rank 5, it doesn't matter what the smelt weapon what the smelt level of the weapon is, because apart from it giving you 10 crit at 100 or 5 crit at 100, it doesn't matter that much. Because you're not getting that attack percent. Normally, like, you want a weapon at 100 because it's stronger, you get that 10% attack boost. Ultimately, it doesn't need to go that high. Because in Oni mode, your attack is fixed. It cannot be altered. All you need is that element. So you could just go in and, like, let's look at a Galgos Star for a second. So Galgos Star has 35 Pierce on it. It's even better than a Vow. Like, yeah, a Vow might give you some skill force at high HP, and it could be better. But in terms of just how appropriate a weapon is. Like, Oni mode, you don't need to go out of your way. You just got to be smart about it. Like, if you go with a Galgos Star, that 35 Pierce, 40 Lightning is going to do some damage. And it's not that hard to make a star. It's not hard at all. If you wanted to do a little pet project, it's fine. Alternatively, you could have a Galale Severance. Galale Severance is a great option as well, if you wanted to make a Severance. Galale Severance has 20 Pierce and 30 Ice. It's a great ice weapon to put on just triple Ice Arrow 5, because it's low SP cost. Pierce and Ice. Go in there with a Severance. Just make a Severance if you want. And it gives you that 5 crit, some skill force, things like that, and it could work. Like, Oni mode is a place where you can craft normally unorthodox weapons, and they can shine if their elements are used correctly. So I recommend either Galgos Star or, you know, I really recommend the Galgos Star because it is 35 Pierce. I think a triple Rapid Shot Galgos Star is a fantastic weapon to use. Stars could work really, really well. Same thing with Spear, because they have Pierce on them, things like that. Like, if you don't, I don't want you to go out and think you need to make a Nova with triple Wind Thrust, or, you know, something that powerful. You don't really need it. Like, it really depends on the dungeon, right? Like, most players will have a rhyme, and they're going to use that rhyme on Satan, or a bow with a Maya's Punishment or something like that. But in terms of just mobbing, and the secret to Oni mode is just go fast, have skills with low cooldown, low SP costs, and just pot shot everything along your way. Like, and that's a big thing for wands. You want to use Fireball 5, not Fireball 7. Fireball 7 takes too much SP, but on a wand with SP, a huge SP reduction, using Fireball or Kamaitachi moves with very low cooldown, very low durability, very low SP costs, actually costs like a fraction of SP. It's just pop, 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 pop. They don't even take SP. And that's why wands are really good at it. Like, let's just look at the times, shall we? Like, for Oni mode. So let's look at the rankings for Central. Oni mode, right? So Oni mode is Suzaku. Suzaku, I run with Suzaku all the time. I actually told him a lot of this stuff I'm telling you guys about using low rank skills. And if you look at the central solo times, there's only 8 times. And the top 3 times are all wand users. Suzaku, Cluster, Frosty, all very high level wand users. Then you have Alexia, Sword. Like, Sword, you use Lunge Step. That's how you do it as a sword. A sword, triple Lunge Step, that's the way to go. Like, and I'm going to talk about each and every class and how I think you should go about it. For Sword, I full-heartedly believe in Lunge Step and just some low-powered skills. You know, like, just use rank 5s. But Lunge Step, fantastic, because it's mobility, it's quick, it's 100% slice. Go make a end-of-day star with triple Lunge Step or a Galardios or whatever you have. And just lunge your way through the dungeon. Very low SP cost, very low cooldown. Go beat the shit out of everything. You know? So swords can do it like that. Like Lunge Step, Hozumi. I don't remember what they are, but the top 3 are wands. Now, Hades, the number 1 is actually a spear, which is really cool. So if we go look to the rankings for Hades, a very, very easy one. The times are very small. You have Zazmo at 19 seconds. Suzaku at 22, Noel and Chiori at 24, Force at 25, and then Lyra at 29. You know, like, the list just goes on. It all really comes down to load speed. It's all really just load in speed and how quickly you can kill him before he goes up. You know, Chaika, Maki, Dark Haru, lots of big names do it. Like Ed for Real, Setsuna, Rain. I'm on here somewhere. I don't know where I am. I'm like 57th, okay? Like, it took me a while, I guess. Because I don't usually solo them, so I don't really have good times. So there's Oro and Mira Jane. Took us like 2.5 minutes, whatever. But we're really close, and I like that. So, you know, it's all about luck. Like, if we look at party times for Oni mode, you know, like, I obviously don't have a normal time for Nether Illusion space anyway. But if you look at party time for Oni mode, right, you're gonna see Hozumi no, it's all like 25 seconds, right? It's the same time. There's 3 golds. Because it's just we killed him within the minimum amount of time. So Hozumi no, Harute no Hozumi, Oro, Momo, Lyra, Ikaro, Suzaku, the whole What Do crew right there at 25 seconds. And then you scroll down, you see Ad Name, Honeydew, Hozumi, their group again at 27 seconds. Siege, Chaika, Rush, Jero, Lilith, Aurelia, and Suzaku. Like, it's all tied for 7th place. Like, everyone here knows what they're doing. That's all it really is. You know, Satan times as well. Like, Satan is usually done in a group, and there's a reason it's usually done in a group Oni mode, is because Oni mode only has 3 clears a day. It's something that no one can carry you through, and usually the people who run Oni mode is going to be the same dedicated group day in, day out. Because let's say someone goes out of their way to do Oni mode in the morning without anyone else, right? And it's like, hey, buddy, are you ready to do Oni mode? It's like, nah, I soloed it earlier. It's like, well, great, you know. Like, for some people, like, it's like, oh, great, okay, so we're gonna do it like 2-man. Like, I can't solo Satan, let's just say. Like, things like that happen. It's a very, very team-oriented thing in this MMO. Sure, a lot of people solo it, but for a lot of people, it's a group activity. It's very heavily designed to work like that, where you need someone with Invig, you need someone who's ranged and bow and wand to take out birds and archers from a distance, and you need someone healing, and you need someone fast to clear it, and all that stuff. So, like, Oni mode has all these different factors that you'll come to learn the more you do it. So, if you go to Oni mode Satan here, the fastest time is 2:06 at Null, then Zazmo, then Suzaku at 3rd place by like 9 seconds. You know, and it goes on and on. I've never soloed it. I probably could, but I've never done it. Party times for Oni mode. I hate to have to reset all these brackets every time. So, number 1 time for Oni mode Satan is me, Momo, Lyra, Ikaro, Suzaku. It's our group at 125. Then you have 132, 133. I'm in 3rd place again. I'm in 4th place again. I'm in 5th place again. I'm in 6th place again. Like, I'm in 8th place. I'm everywhere on Satan. We do Satan so much that I am like every goddamn rank. Like, oh my god. So there I am again at like 15th place. Like, it's not that hard. You can just run it with anyone. It's fun. So the secret to Oni mode is low rank skills, you know, having SP management, SP items, get resonance, get whatever you need, have Shenlong to heal both at the same time. I use Shenlong in Oni mode far more than I do anywhere else, because I know that if I die, I don't want a soul egg, and I don't want to die because I want those medals. I know how valuable it is, because it's taken me like 3 lazy months since Oni mode's come out to make a fused with the medals. So, as I said before, like, for Spear, you could make a Wind Thrust Spear to get through it very quickly. For Wand, it's Fireball Kamaitachi. Bow, Rapid Shot, rank 5 skills can really work. Just find something with complementary elements to what you're using. Spear, like, make a Wind Walnut Spear, man. Like, you know that one you get, like, a silver from Edo all the time? Like, Edo weapons are really good, too, because they're pretty easy weapons to get. Like, you can get a lightning gore with 44 lightning. If you need lightning, use one of those. Like, if you need ice, use a Hio Tengu with rank 5s, you know? Like, those are very good weapons to go to because they have high element. And for those that need slice and pierce and stuff, Satan weapons are the perfect option. Slice, pierce, and impact, things like that. You know, you just got to look at your weapon and think about the strengths. For Axe, I don't really know the SP costs of Axe skills, but Blue Fang Blade 5 on Sword, Axe, Twin, very, very, very good ways to go into the game, into Oni mode with. Blue Fang Blade, I fully agree with it. Blue Fang, Lunge Step, Twin, you use Twin Blade Slash, Blue Fang Blade. Like, Misty Masker hits so many different things. It's such a good way to go through it. It's such a good method. Like, every class, you just got to think outside the box and think conservatively and efficiency at the same time. And Oni mode becomes a lot less of a challenge and more of, alright, I studied for the tests, let's fucking rock it. Like, that's how it can go. That's how it can feel when you do it right. And, you know, some people, like, I have 3 Talon Breakers, right? I have 3 Talon Breakers. If I so wanted to, I could throw on 2 Talon Breakers and 2 Mocha Mags, because they give me fire. Make a triple fireball, like, I don't even know, some fire weapon, like a Garg 85 if you want. It doesn't matter. Like, I'd make a Inti Raymi because it has 44 fire on it. I take an Inti Raymi, put triple fireball 5 on it, and then put on 2 Talon Breakers, 2 Mocha Mags that already have 40 fire on them, ornament fire on Mochas till I get it right, and then just fucking blaze the dungeon down. I could do that very, very easily. And it would be very easy to do Oni mode. Because Oni mode, like, don't think you're stuck to your class. If you have the mags for it, do it. Like, go get twin mags, go make a Blue Fang Blade something, go do it. Go, if you have wand mags, go do it. Like, you know, all wand moves are 100% element, so if you have high element, even though it's a little less skill force, it still circumvents altogether multiplicatively, and it produces an amazing damage output, and you can run the dungeon. So, sword, you know, Faded Contractor, lots of slice, go get a Kikata, or not a Kikata, but something with a lot of slice, put it on, go in, lunge step through the game, have fun, be a sword user for a day, enjoy the things that Oni mode gives you. So, like I said, lunge step for sword, Blue Fang Blade, use low rank skills that are really good. Absolutely. Make a wind, go make wind stuff. Like wind sword would do it work perfectly. Go farm Dew Creek, right? Go farm Dew Creek, go get like a bunch of Nayudas, all ornament them with heavily shield, go get a bunch of wind, have decent crit, and just like wind a Blue Fang Blade everything. Same thing with twin, same thing with sword, same thing with axe. Axe is Blue Fang Blade as well. So axe you can go Blue Fang Blade, I don't really know the other moves that are really, really good in low chakra or low SP for axe, but Blue Fang Blade, Icicle Attack, Harvester, things like that are really quick and good. Just efficiency to get through it, and range is always good. Odachi, I don't really know Odachi all that well, but I'm pretty sure Tsubame Gaishi does not take that much SP. I think a low rank Tsubame Gaishi could really tip the scales in your favor. So I'm going to go look up Odachi again. Odachi. I'm just gonna look through the skills really quick, and that's all you gotta do is look up, you know, the skills of your class, see what doesn't take a lot of SP, know what works, know what doesn't. Like if you look at Empty Sky Slash on Odachi, Empty Sky Slash, alright, if you can get Empty Sky Slash 5 on Odachi, it is 56 SP. That's it, it's 56 SP. It's the same thing as Wind Thrust, just cut everything up. But if you had like the rank 7, it's like 91. It's different. And that move is 100% slice. Very, very easy to ornament for slice, or just wear slice mags alongside skill force mags, and you can tear things up. Now, what I'm talking about here, all this efficiency stuff, this stuff is more geared towards everything that is not pure boss fight, like Satan. Don't go into Satan with triple fire, like what I'm saying about like fireball and all that stuff. Don't go into Satan with that. It's not going to work. It can, but for Satan and like maybe even Hades, you're better off just running the traditional, bring the right element and wear 105s, bring mags like that, and just fight them as normal. Because that's really all you can do, is just stack as much of their weakness in your favor and just shove it down their throat and take their medals. I'm trying to see what other things Odachi has that is low SP. Like Fierce Slash, although it's wind, it's their element, it's 72 SP. Kinda high. You know, Grim Strike, I'm trying to look at that here. Grim Strike 5, a little high, 67 SP. I honestly think anything that is under 70 SP can work. Hey Army Man, how you doing, bud? We're giving away all the Oni mode secrets today. Let me think. Icicle Massacre, yeah, it can work. Basically, you just want to use your rank 5s. Find those skills that work and use them well. It's not bad to have skills that take a lot of SP every now and again, but if that's all you have, you're going to be up the creek without much of a paddle. Like Tsubame Gaishi, even at rank 6, is 87 SP. That's not bad at all. So Odachi has lots of options. I want to say Tsubame Gaishi, Empty Sky Slash, Void Slash on Odachi is actually very, very powerful in its skill force. You want to go home, you're on lunch? I bet. It's Friday. For me, it's a beautiful Friday afternoon. I'm loving it. But Void, Lightning Slash, and Odachi, very powerful rank 5 skill, 1400 skill force, 53 chakra, very low cooldown. You can go through that with that. Put that on like not an L, but put that on like a Galgos, and you'll do fine with the lightning. Empty Sky Slash does do a lot of damage. It's an amazing, amazing move. And at rank 5, at 100% slice, you build for that slice, you will tear some assholes up, and it will be fine at a low SP cost. And that's just the mindset you have to be thinking of. I'm trying to think of other classes I haven't talked about. So Sword, Blue Fang Blade, Lunge Step, Odachi, Empty Sky Slash, Void Lightning Slash. Be creative with it. There's so much you can do. You know, Twin, like I said, Twin Blade Slash, Blue Fang Blade. Twin skills are usually low SP and low cooldown, and they can really just work as long as you're using the low SP cost, the low rank variant. I am new, so can you help me? Yeah, I can help you. You just gotta pay attention. There's this guy on YouTube called Randandestroyer. Check him out. He will help you out so much. So, and another thing to add about Void, Lightning Slash, and Odachi is that it is 9 durability. It is 9 durability for a 1400 skill force move. Come on, guys. 9 durability. It's like 18 dura in Oni mode. Come on. And you gotta watch that durability consumption as well. I wasn't looking at it that much. I was mostly looking at SP. But, like, as long as your move is not Water Dragon 7... as long as your move is not Water Dragon 7 that takes 42 Dura, you're fine. What do you mean, no way, thanks, guy? What do you... Oh, really? No way? Oh, okay. Yeah, man, he's a great guy. You should look him up. Oh, yeah, I showed off, before you came, I showed off some of our Oni times where we had really high times. It was awesome. Because Icaros is in those times, too. He does Oni mode with us a lot, and we get lots of fast times together. Not that I'm gloating or anything, but I'm just saying there's the theory, there's the practice to the theory I'm talking about. I feel like I've missed a class. Staff, don't do it, okay? Like, you can Chase Blister your way through it. You can. Like, if you, honest to God, wanted to go in with Staff and just stack water, I think you could do it with just Triple Blaze Chase Blister. Chase Blister 5 is 12 Dura, but it is a pretty decent SP cost because you're going to have the wisdom to lower it. 100% Rain, you can do it with Triple Chase Blister on Staff, no problem. I wouldn't use Call to Lightning or Holy Breath, but you could use Holy Light, maybe? Yeah, Holy Light can work. It's very low durability, low cooldown, and you can just make a 116 Staff, and you can just go in and just Holy Light everything. Use Waterbound Blade. It's not a lot of Dura, though. I mean, Waterbound Blade isn't the most accessible skill if someone want to just build a weapon for Oni mode, is what I'm getting at. I'm sure it works, because I know I see you tear up Hades when he goes in the air, just slam him down. But, what do you mean a game theory, Ice Angel? Dark Ball? Shadow Ball? Shadow Ball might work, too. Like, I'm looking at Holy Pillar here. Holy Pillar 5. It can work. Staff can work. I mean, it can, but I mean, if you're already built that way, go for it. If you want to prove a point, go for it. But I think other things are just way more accessible because Staff Mags aren't the easiest things to get. Reign of Judgment could work, but it's very inefficient in its accuracy, so I wouldn't worry about it. Rolling Thunder could technically work. Not really. Yeah, it would take you like no Dura, no SP to use it because it's a staff skill. Shadow Ball. So Shadow Ball 5 is actually 107 SP, but because it's staff, it gets reduced anyway. And, like, I mean, as long as you stack the element, if you want to go wear, like, 2 dark ornamented new moons and just do that, if you want to wear, like, 2 dark ornamented new moons and 2 staff 105s, go for it. But the thing about Shadow Ball and Staff is that it's the negative on the Crucifix Darkness, so I don't recommend it that much. You'd have to really ornament to play it. But it could work. And then lastly, you have Soul Strike. And if you had Soul Strike 5, I guess it works. Because like Staff could work as well because all the skills would be low SP, so you can do it. But I just think Wand would be a much better option because Fireball is instantaneous and it just takes things out really quick. Whoa. He's that guy with the Warped. He's that guy with the 150 and the Warped. That's that guy. So, Soul Strike, all that stuff. And you have Super Sushi time to heal yourself for no reason because you just eat the food anyway. Yeah, so Staff can work to some degree. I'm trying to think, did I say all the classes? So Sword, Odachi, Axe. I'm going to look at Axe moves. Because I only really said Harvester and Blue Fang, and I feel like I'm not giving it the proper due respect. If we're going to do a guide, we're going to do it right. We're not going to leave much to the imagination here. So Blazing Swing 5 is a lot of SP. Do not use Blazing Swing. That is too much SP for Oni mode. 100 SP a hit? I don't think so. Axe, you could go in triple double edge cut and it could work. Double edge cut 5 will do a lot of work for Axe because it is less Dura. No, Mira Jane's not a scrub. She's really good. She's got 3 105s and like the best args ever. Double edge cut and Axe can work because it's like a 63 cost, very low cooldown attack. How does Dust Storm look? Dust Storm is a lot. Dust Storm can work, but it's kind of slow and not that valuable in Oni mode, in my opinion. Grim Strike is very quick. It is only 67. Grim Strike could work if you wanted a holy move. Like Sacred Strike 5 could work. Freezing Ice Blade, a much more reliable move, is 80 SP at rank 5. It can work. Basically, all the rank 5s work. But if you use like rank 7, it's way too much SP. It's like 130 SP at use. But at rank 5, it's just fine. Rapid Collapse Strike is not that good of a move, so don't even consider it. Revolving, Leaping, Flying Lightning Strike. Flying Lightning Strike could work, is a very powerful move at a low SP cost. Splasher. No, Splasher 5 is not that much skill force. Its SP is actually kind of high, so I don't recommend Splasher. As cool as the move is, I just don't recommend Splasher. Static Axe has never really been good, so it's sort of good because if you use combo moves, it does a lot more damage. But lol, nah, I don't know. Okay, so you think PS7 is under 100? What's PS7? Phoenix Slash 7? Okay. Let's see. I think Phoenix Slash is a lot less SP, actually, to tell you the truth. Tornado Drop is bad. Don't use Tornado Drop. It's too much SP. Holy shit. 172 SP? Why? Oh my god. Yeah, Harvester is great. Harvester, like I said earlier, is one of the best moves to use in Oni mode because it is a combo hit move. You can use it multiple hits every time. And it's Mountain. It's your plus element on Axe. It's 60 durability. It's 46 Dura for the rank 5, 60 for the rank 6. And it hits so many times and is really quick, effective damage. And then Blue Fang Blade, even though it's the negative on Axe, it's Blue Fang Blade. It works. Blue Fang Blade 5, 80 SP. Basically no Dura, ranged attack, just Blue Fang Blade on a Nova, boom, 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 you'll be done. You know, so you say Phoenix Slash on Sword. Let's go look up Sword. God, I'm feeling my throat like fading. Oh my god. You hear that Icaros is blushing? Wow. About time you put down Splasher. Oh my god. Alright. Like, I'm just saying, in Oni mode, Splasher's not that good. So, Chain Counter. Why is that on? Waterbound Blade is on the wiki? Who put this here? Oh my god. Why is there Waterbound Blade 10? Holy shit. Okay. And basically, you don't want to use Collapsing Blade in Oni mode, okay? Just don't do that. So, Phoenix Slash... yeah, Phoenix Slash 7 is amazing because it is under... Phoenix Slash 7 is under 100 Dura, very good to use. Phoenix Slash 5 is fine. All the Phoenix Slashes are very low Dura. It's a fire element, it goes with their mags. Great options, actually. So Lunge Step, Crimson Sword, Phoenix Slash, Blue Fang Blade, those are the ones I think are Sword's best options. Dancer's Strike exists, but no one uses it. It's kind of good. I wouldn't use Double Edge Cut. Empty Sky Slash, I think same as Odachi here. Very low SP cost, basically the same as Phoenix Slash. And it can work. Like, I know you can use Collapsing Blade 7 in Oni mode, but generally speaking, you're only going to want to use Collapsing Blade 7 on the boss. You're not going to want to hit every single mob with Collapsing Blade. You're going to shoot yourself in the foot and then walk away with no legs. Like, it's not going to work. You're not going nowhere fast. But holding empty Sky Slash will work. Lunge Step, you know, Phoenix Slash, anything you can really use that you can stack one element for and build for it. Like just going in with that Lunge Step, Empty Sky Slash, stack that slice, it works. Yeah, like Muhammad's right. Like, I think bow and sword are awesome for Oni. Bow, you just put Rapid Shot, and sword, Blue Fang Phoenix. Exactly, that's exactly what we said in this video. I get it. It makes sense to me. Like, I totally agree. That's what you should do on bow. Absolutely. You're crazy. I mean, people did that before it anyway. But anyway, let's not lose our cool and talk about things that aren't important. Lightning Slash 5 can work, I guess. Basically, you just want to use low skills, but I think it's easy to build for Lunge Step, Empty Sky Slash, Phoenix Slash, things like that. Low SP, but can do high damage if you stack the right elements. I mean, Void Lightning Slash, it's an option. High skill force, low dura, low cooldown. And then, of course, Blue Fang Blade being really good as always. So, sword, Odachi, axe, staff, bow, wand, spear. I'm missing one. Twin. So twin, like I said, Twin Blade Slash, Blue Fang Blade, I think those are all you really need to do. But I'm going to double check, just in case. So twin... twin is low. I think they have a lot of low SP attacks. How does Crag Thrust look? Oh my god. Crag Thrust 5, high skill force, very low SP, you know, 67 SP, very good. Crimson Crosscut, even though it's their negative, same thing, 67 SP. Icicle Spear Dance. Icicle Spear Dance actually costs a lot at 70, but it's basically the same. Lightning Slash isn't always the best move, but once again, 67 SP. Lunge Step on Twin Sword, 60 SP. Misty Massacre on Twin Sword, 67 SP. Everything on Twin Sword costs 67 SP, okay? Like, it works. Sunlight Strike, 67 SP. Very high skill force. It works. Twin Blade Slash, like one of the fastest cooldown moves in the game, 53 SP. It works. Like, Twin, you just put on the things you want, onto the weapon you want, with the element you want, have meditation, and just hit everything. But you don't want to be using, like, even the rank 7, Twin Blade Slash 7 is like 86 SP. It's not even that bad. Like, Twin just works. Like, Twin works really well in Oni mode. Very well. Very well. Blue Fang Blade is another 80 SP. Blue Fang Blade's like the most expensive twin move that they have. But it still puts in work. Because it hits those enemies that are out of range, birds, things like that. You're making 3 Twin Sword mags? I have 3 Twin Sword mags, man. It's worth it. It's totally worth it. Especially when you don't have to change your build. Because, I mean, affinity doesn't even matter anyway. You can go in there with 0 dex. Sure, you have, like, no crit and no cooldown. But you'll have the same attack as anyone else. You just gotta have the right element. You run that slice where, you know, get an Inari with double slice and wind and stuff like that. It'll work. It's very easy to do it. Very easy to build around. So... I think I've said everything I've really had to say about Oni mode. I mean, this is an hour-and-a-half guide. I hope people look to it. They use it for advice. They look at stuff. It's mostly like an hour. It was mostly 30 minutes talking about what you can do with medals, and then an hour talking about Oni mode and its practicality, and I think that's a good way to go about it. For one, it catches their interest, and then whatever. And furthermore, like I said, twin sword has the backstrike. So you can have you make a twin sword with backstrike and like double twin blade slash or whatever. It'll work. It'll totally work. You're very welcome, Eva. I hope this helps people with Oni mode and helps them tackle it in a new light. Because, like, I'll say it again, the build you want to go in with is a staff. You're going to need mind, though. You're going to need to pass that mind check. By the way, you're going to need mind to do this. You know, so meditation. Rapid Storm doesn't work. Make a staff with meditation, extend, heal, Geki. Do it up. Meditation, extend, heal, cure, invigorate, and res if you have it. But res isn't all that important in Oni mode, in my opinion, but it does work. It does work, in my opinion. It is useful. Like, it helps someone's... If you keep dying, I mean, it's better to stay at an S than to go to down to an A, obviously. But res is nice, but most of the time you just want to not die. I mean, that's true for everything, right? Ogi-wise, you don't really need Ogis to do it. I'm not going to go through every single Ogi because I was not planning on looking at them. Because Ogis, we already know that they have a high SP cost. It's not often that you see an Ogi that is under 100 SP. I don't even know what Ogis would be under 100 SP. Like, I don't really know. Trying to think of weapons I have with Ogis on them. I guess True Spirit Blast is kind of low SP. Let me see. It's 77 SP. At rank 5, it's fine. At rank 5, like this weapon here would do fine. 87, 108, 67. Twin Sword, it just works. Low cooldown moves, low SP, and it works. Like if you don't have the wisdom investment to make things work a lot, you know, low SP costs and all that, Twin Sword could be the way to go. Twin it up. Trying to think, what is True Spirit Blast on Twin? Like, how does it go at rank 6? Oh, I am looking at Twin. Perfect. Like, you know, play to your strengths. Use the things that work. Where is Oni True Spirit Blast? Is that what it's called? Oni True Spirit Blast. Yeah, Oni True Spirit Blast at rank 6 is 100 SP. Not that bad for an Ogi. If you think about it, it's not that bad. 77 normal. At rank 6, it's 100. So 100 SP Ogi is actually really good. Really low on Dura. Or SP. And Dura. It's only 22 Dura. It's very, very, very feasible. So if you ever got a rising crossvolt from identifying veterans or whatever, you know, Sunlight Strike 5, put Sunlight on it, put Twin Blade Slash, put Lunge Step, put whatever, and Spirit Blast it up. It's a good Ogi, it's holy, it's great. If you have some lying around, go for it. Twin is very good. So if I were to rank, let's say weapons in terms of their viability in Oni mode, I'm going to say number 1 is Wand, because of SP cost and instantaneous attacks and hitting anything under the sun, ranged instantaneously. Wand is the number 1 Oni class because of low SP cost for meditation, skills, all that stuff. So number 1 is Wand. Number 2 is Bow because of rapid shot and stuff like that. 3, you could arguably say Staff, just because they have all the same buffs as Wand in terms of SP and control and all that stuff, but at the same time, no one really main plays Staff. There's only a select few who do, so I wouldn't really recommend it. But for the sake of argument, you can argue that Staff would be very, very viable in Oni mode. You know, that Nether Illusion Trap could do some work. Shadow Ball Nether Illusion Trap build, because Nether Illusion Trap will hit a lot of enemies for one cast, and that's really the trick to Oni mode, is to, if you're going to kill one enemy, do it efficiently at no SP cost. If you're going to kill a lot of enemies, do it in one move. That's literally like Mega Wave, Nether Illusion Trap, Tidal, very viable moves. And every class brings their own tools to the table. In that regard, I gotta say, Wand is number 1, then Bow, then staff, all because they have ranged and they have low SP and all that stuff. Then I'd say twin, sword, odachi, spear, and axe. You know, you can walk in there, blistering ice wave him twice and he's dead. And then you have things like, you know, odachi can do the same. Odachi can go in there, do the same thing, empty side slash, stuff like that. But my top three are wand, bow, twin staff, I'd say. Those are the three that are going to excel in Oni mode just because of those low SPs, low duras, low cooldowns, all things like that. So that said, that's everything I really have to say about Oni mode. If you guys have any questions at all about it, suggestions for sets to people to build, to use, really good, easy to play things, like if you know a mag that's really good to ornament or really efficient for whatever class to use, by all means post it in the comments. I want to hear your builds. Let's get an Oni mode guide coming from the community. So I'll see you guys later. See ya, Army Man. See ya, Eva. See ya, Life on Food Stamps. See you, everybody. Thanks for watching, all those who did, who stayed this long into the video, those who just stopped by. I appreciate it. And I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Hope you guys just start tearing Oni mode up and just, you know, taking the game for yourselves and getting those mags, getting those fused, getting those 105, all that stuff. Oni mode represents so much opportunity. You just got to grab it and go in. And that's a great finish, but I got to say one more thing because it has to be said. So at a future update, we will get access to Oni Palace of Rain. And one thing I didn't mention about Oni mode is that in Oni mode, everything has a much higher drop rate as opposed to just normal. So when you do Satan, every time you do Satan, you get like Fallen Angel Wings and a spell book and cross recipes and weapons. Like every time, 99% of the time, you get all the good stuff. I've gotten 3 Hell's Bibles from Oni mode Hades. So just for example, like Lively Bulbs as well from the boss, all those rare drops become a lot more common. Therefore, by extension, when Oni mode comes out for Palace of Rain, it changes the whole game. Palace of Rain Oni mode, you're going to need darkness, high level weapons, really good shit, like really good shit to get in there. Because when you do Oni mode Palace of Rain, it is not the whole dungeon, it is just Kaguya and the Benkei she spawns. And every time you clear Kaguya's home Oni mode, you will get, on average, anywhere from 23 to 26 first class medals a run. Now earlier I said that if you got 10 from Satan, you were very lucky. I don't know how random it is to get 23 medals from Kaguya, but it seems very consistent from the pictures I've seen of PC and gameplay and stuff like that. So if you did 3 Oni mode Kaguyas, not only do you have a high chance to get Lunar Spirit Seal, because that's what they do, you get a very high chance to get Lunar Spirit Seals from that, but you'll also get 75 medals if you do it 3 times. As I said earlier, if you do all of Oni mode, you're guaranteed 50 medals. If you do Kaguya, you get 75. Whoa. Game changing. Fuse out the ass. It turns into a factory. Like a Benkei factory of mags, if you may. And if you do all of Oni mode, which takes you like 2-3 hours, whatever, and then you take the extra half hour or whatever to do Oni Palace of Rain, you're walking away with 125 medals a day. And 125 medals a day will take you like, let's do the math real quick, because I've done the math before. I forget the numbers exactly, but if we have 2,000 medals divided by 125 equals 16. So earlier we said it would take you 40 days to make a fuse from doing Oni mode every single day. When Oni Kaguya comes out, Oni Palace of Rain, and I'll tell you right now, there will be no carries for that. You have to have your clique, your group, whatever, ready to do it, because that's the only way you'll do it, because it's a very hard thing to do. But if you're able to master it, and you're able to do that, plus all of Oni mode every single day, you can make 2 fused a month. It will take you 16 days to make a fused. You know, like 20 days, 20-some days to make a whole new fused if you have to make the 105 and the fused. That's insane. 16 days? You could farm palace for 16 days and get like 2 raiment tatters. Like, you won't even see that seal. And even if you get that seal, you gotta get all the other shit too. So it's going to be very game changing when that comes out and people start being able to run it efficiently. You're going to see so many big names come up. Everyone's going to be rocking Fuse. Everyone who's anyone will have Fuse for days. It won't even matter. So Oni mode should not be underestimated. You should be thinking about Oni mode like think about it. Literally, like, don't ignore it. A lot of people forget about it every day because it's highly tedious. I know that. You should do Oni mode every day. Like, just as you should eat your veggies every day and, you know, not skip working out at the gym, but we're human, right? We gotta take our days off. But when Palace of Rain comes out, there's no objecting to that. If we can do it, we're doing it. So, that said, I know I went a little long there, but I felt it needed to be said to really up the hype for Oni mode, so that's the Oni mode guide. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks you guys for staying this long, and I hope you guys have a great, great weekend. Peace out.